What's up, everybody? My name is Chris, and today we are going to go over how to use $400 a month to turn that into over $1 million. And I'm saying this is not a scam, this is not clickbait, I'm not trying to sell anything, none of that. Like, literally, this is just information that I learned about, and it seems so simple and so useful that everyone should know about it. Like, I just found out about this last year, so I went through high school, college, even the beginning part of my professional career, and nobody ever told me about this. I had to go out and find it on my own with my own research. And once I figured how simple and how easy and everyone could do this, and it's just you just have to know about the information first. So today we're gonna go and run through the numbers, and we're going to go and how to set up the entire process, and make sure that you watch the entire video because there is going to be some useful information that's, I mean, if you start today rather than starting a year from now, that really could be the difference of tens of thousands of dollars. So, like I said, we're going to run through everything. We're going to go through the entire system. This is super, super simple that I think is should be basic knowledge and that everyone should know. So basically what I'm talking about, you might have heard in my last video, what I'm talking about is called a Roth IRA. And a Roth IRA, what it stands for, so the IRA means Individual Retirement Account. So it's similar to like a 401k where your company helps you build a retirement account, except this one you do on your own. It's an individual one. Then the Roth part, Roth literally just means post-tax money. So you get paid for your job, you pay taxes to the government, all that money after you pay taxes, you can put into a Roth IRA. And the important thing is when you put money into the account, all the money that grows with it, everything is tax-free. So when you take out the profits, you don't have to pay tax on the profits. The entire thing is tax-free. Now, opening a Roth IRA is just an account. So just like you have your checking and your savings account at your bank, this is just an investment account that you put money into. So rather than having money sitting in the bank, you have money sitting in an investment account that you can put into investments and have that money start to make you more money. Okay, so we're getting into the numbers right now. Right now I am on just a normal compound interest calculator, just so that you could see exactly what this is. So first thing, we're going to start with an initial investment. We're talking about putting $400 each month. $400 times 12 is $5,000. So we're going to say that the first initial investment is $5,000. Okay. The next thing, like I said, we're going to be putting $400 each month into this account. So the monthly contribution each month is going to be $400. Then the length and time of years. So this is the important thing, is getting in early is obviously the best. So right now I'm 25 years old. Most people, when they talk about retirement, they talk about retirement at 65. So for this instance, we're going to be talking about 40 years of compound interest. Obviously, the longer that you have it in there, the better the compound interest is working for you. If you are starting earlier than 25, that is even better. If you're starting later, it still can be really, really good. So we're going to start with 40 years of putting $400 in each month. The estimated interest rate, so we're going to do 7% because the average market, the average index fund, like the S&P 500 or anything like that, adjusted for inflation, the average rate increases at about 7%. For that, we're going to do 7%. Now, compound frequent annually. Okay, we got it. So let's calculate. Let's see what happens. So the results, in 40 years of putting $400 in each month, that's only $5,000 each year that you're putting in. In 40 years, that compound interest will equal $1,033,120. So this is seriously that it can happen. And when we look at the scale, the reason why it can increase to that much is a thing called compound interest. So when you put money in, there's the interest rate that adds on to the money from the first year. So for instance, we'll start with $1,000. So if you put $1,000 in the first year and you have a 7% interest rate, the 7% interest rate adds on $70. So then going into year two, you have $1,070, and they take the 7% interest rate of that $1,070, not just the normal $1,000. So then it gets even bigger, and then each year it grows and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. and your money makes you more and more money as the interest goes. And it goes at an exponential rate. So that's why the longer you keep it in, the more it's making you. So we'll see. If we're looking at this graph right now, if we're doing 40 years, the ultimate contribution that you're putting in based on the $5,000 each year, it comes to $197,000. So just under $200,000 that you put in total. And with the compound interest working in your favor, it'll turn that $200,000 into over $1 million. So it's literally multiplying your money 5 times just by sitting in this account. Now, if you watch this video and you say, yeah, that seems really cool, but I don't know, maybe I'll wait a year. Let's see. So we have 40 years, and let's say you don't do it at 25. Let's say you wait till 26. Let's see what the difference is. So 40 years will change to 39 years. Annual, everything else is still the same. So the original 40 is 1,033,000. Let's see what it changed to. So just having it in for 39 years instead of 40 years, it goes down to $961,000. That is literally a difference of $70,000 just from waiting 1 year to start this process. So that's what I'm saying is getting in the earlier is so much better. So if you're seeing this and you just, the first time hearing about this and you say, yeah, that's cool, is like, do your research as soon as possible. The time that you have is the most valuable asset. So getting in as early is much, much, much better. So after seeing the numbers, you might ask, oh, so where do I open a Roth IRA? So there's plenty of places that you can open it. Literally any investment bank, like there's Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, literally any investment bank that you can think of, you can probably open a Roth IRA. I personally use Vanguard just because that's what I chose. But just look into it, literally type in open a Roth IRA and you'll be able to find one. So there are a couple important things to know about a Roth IRA. The first kind of rule is that you can only put up to $6,000 into the account per year. We did the math for $5,000, but if you want to go and do the max, which is $6,000, feel free. The next thing is that any money that you put into the account, you can take out of the account at any time. So if I put in $1,000 and that money grows from $1,000 to $2,000, I can still take out that original $1,000 that I put into the account, and there's no penalties or any taxes or anything like that. It's totally safe. The last thing is that if you are putting money and it is beginning to grow, like we did the math for the compound interest, you have to wait until you are 59 and a half, so basically 60 years old, before you take out the entire sum of money. If you take it out before you're 6 years old, then there will be some penalties. I think they charge 10% penalty, and then you also have to pay the taxes. So long story short, if you wait until after you're 60, you can take out the entire amount with all the profits and all the money that you put in, and it's all tax-free. You get to keep all the money. And the last thing that I'm going to say about it is that when you put the money in, if you open a Roth IRA, this is just an investment account. So if you put the money in and you don't do anything, then it's just basically sitting there just as it is with a bank account. So what you do with it is you put the money that's in that investment account and you just set it up with a basic investment. So this could be a one-time thing that you just set it up with the normal S&P 500 or normal index fund, just so that it kind of rises with the market. This is how you get that 7% interest, or whatever percentage it is with that. The reason why I did 7% is because normal basic index funds, on average over long term, usually average out about 7% after adjusted to inflation. So that's it. That's why I just use those numbers. That's why I use 7%. That's why I say just do it to a normal S&P 500 or any index fund. That's it. All I'm saying is that this is information that I never heard about, and it seems so simple and so useful. It's just putting money away into some place and not just sitting in your bank account. So, I urge you to do more research, look into it, see for yourself. You could trust me, but I'm just trying to open up this conversation because I'd never heard about it before. So the more that I can tell the people around me about this information that I'm learning about, I think is going to be useful in the long run. So go check it out. And if you like this video, press like, subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be continuing to post more and more content. And with that being said, my name is Chris, and this is 10K Trades.